Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Kaz for another episode of Blind Playthrough of Pillars of Eternity. Where we left off was down here in the ruins, and just got through killing these two Skulders. And last episode we helped out Trumbull and started delving down into here. It took a little bit longer than I thought it was going to clear this place out, so I went ahead and broke the episode up. So we're going to go ahead and continue on. Looks like we've got another Skulder. Alright then. Okay. We don't want you attacking him. We want you on him. You take him. Take him. And you, I want you here. I don't want the priest fighting if it can be helped. Oh, okay. Well, in that case, everybody over here now. Alright. Okay. We've got a sword. Oh, a fine sword. Oh! Okay, well, what does fine mean? Fine, accuracy, and damage. Okay. Alright. Well, we definitely want to put that on the right person. 1522, 1115, 1420. Pierce slash pierce. Okay, we'll do that. Up there. What have you got? I guess it doesn't really matter what you've got because somebody here is going to get replaced eventually. Although I suppose until they do. So what do we got? 1116, 1014. You've got this godly two-handed sword. Okay, so everybody's good. Alright. What is this? To His Grace, I write to implore. The rest of the letter is crossed out with in several places and then abandoned altogether.
Certainly.
Alright. So what do we got here? Oh look, another book. Adira Customs. Adira is a country rich with custom, and they are known for their strict adherence to them. Their customs run the gamut from grand celebrations, like the Feast of Feasts. That sounds like awesome thing, to mundane superstitions such as ways to avoid svef addiction. Okay, whatever that is. This volume will focus primarily on bigger celebrations, and as no one knows how to throw an extravagant party quite like an Adiran. The Feast of Feasts. The biggest and most important of all Adiran customs is the Feast of Feasts. This week-long celebration happens the first week of Fonestu, Deep Summer, and is dedicated to honoring the life of the first Frekoning. Each day of the week is devoted to some aspect of the Frekoning's life, and there are very specific dishes to be served at each meal. The Feast of Feasts originally began as a festival celebrating the birth of the Frekoning's first son, and soon became a yearly occurrence during the week of his birthday. Currently, Adirans simply use it as an excuse for a party and pull out all the stops in an effort to outdo the previous year. That sounds like an amazing feast. Unless you wonder, as I did, which Frekoning is honored during the Feast of Feasts, it is always the current Frekoning. For each Frekoning is the first and only Frekoning. Okay. That sounds goofy. Sweet Treat. A special custom that arose at some point during the Feast of Feasts, Sweet Treat started as a way to keep children occupied so the parents could dine in peace. While it is still used for that today, significance has been added to it. Each treat is placed in a container, usually small metal boxes, and hidden somewhere on the property, so it's Easter. After everything has been hidden, the children are sent out to find the treasures. It is said now that the hidden treats represent Glenfathan artifacts, and the children are the explorers bringing the riches back to their new and rightful owners. Carnival of the Mask. When the original colonists for Adir traveled to the new land to found the Deerwood in the name of the Adiran Verkoning, they encountered the Glenfathan people. The Carnival of the Mask celebrates this meeting. Originally, it was merely a formal reenactment, as a play, of the tensions between the Glenfathans and the Adiran settlers, but it has since evolved into much more than that. Participants choose sides and come dressed in elaborate outfits depicting which group they have decided to align themselves with, Adirans or Glenfathans. Everyone attends a masquerade ball, and this party replaces any semblance of the play that was presented. Wow. Winter's End. Winter's End was never anything more than an excuse for a celebration, and it hasn't changed in all the years it has existed in Adir. It takes place during winter dusk and lasts all 3 days. People use the time to reflect on the year, celebrate their lives, and remember the dead, especially those who have passed in the recent year. Okay. These prayer scrolls are coated in a thick layer of grime and dust. Well, I would imagine so. They've been there a while.
I'll have it in no time.
Oh. Well,
the work of a moment.
Yes, the work of a moment. Well, I'm glad you were here. What is this? Warhammer. I'll pick it up. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. 2 books. The Great Western Stag. One day, Eothas was sitting on a wall, watching a cat play in the sun. A crystal, hung in a nearby tree, had fragmented a sunbeam and scattered small motes of light on the ground. They danced around the cat, sliding over him as he frantically batted at them. He spun in place, following one as it rushed past him, and leaped on it, trying to pin it down. Eothas smiled, amused at the animal's tenacity. The cat landed on a spot, placing his paws over it, only to watch it flit away again. Eothas watched the cat's tail twitch and slap at the ground, annoyed that his prey could not be pinned. "Why must you tease him?" a voice said from behind him, accompanied by the crunch of sandals on gravel. "I merely bring the dawn," Eothas responded. "I don't stoke the hunter's heart. That's your responsibility, isn't it?" "True," said a second voice, "but neither do you quell it. If the hunter could not see his prey, would he still hunt?" "So philosophical, Haleia," Eothas said, and turned to greet the 2 gods that approached him. "Have you come to debate the parallel between sight and desire?" He gestured to the wall, inviting Haleia and Galawain to join him. They sat in silence, watching the cat who continued to hunt the sun, fruitlessly swatting at another mote and then rolling onto his back. "I have created the ultimate prey," Eothas said finally, breaking the silence. "It can be tracked, it can be followed, it can be seen, but it can never be caught." Galawain laughed lightly. "You don't agree, Galawain?" Eothas asked. "While it's true that your creation is elusive, it hardly can be considered the ultimate prey because it can never be caught." He paused, his brow furrowed in thought. If that mote of light had substance, the hunter could subdue it. Otherwise, it's merely a dream, truly a fruitless endeavor. All creatures spend their lives chasing fruitless endeavors, said Haleia. "It is the way of mortality." And Galawain laughed again. "I could create a creature, a living creature of flesh and blood, that could never be caught. I could make your dream a reality." Now it was Eothas' turn to laugh. "You propose turning a fruitless dream into a fruitless reality. How is this any better? A life spent in the pursuit of an attainable goal far exceeds any other." "But you just said no one could catch this creature. This is not attainable." Galawain smiled. "Humanity has surprised us before. Indeed, it could surprise us again. I will create a great white stag, and I will set it free in the world. It will have grace, resilience, and tenacity. It will exist solely to be pursued for all its days, and it will never be caught. It will serve to inspire the hunt for generations to come. All those who wish for glory will invoke my name. All those who hear its story will ask for my blessing in finding it." Haleia shook her head and threw Galawain a bemused look. "I do not believe this is possible. And so I, too, make an offer. To the person who catches the stag, and they will catch the stag, I will bestow upon them its grace, resilience, and tenacity. Thrice blessed they will be. They will ask for my blessing on the hunt, so they can obtain my boon." Galawain and Haleia took up arguing whose name would be invoked more when the hunt was on. Eothas sighed, a small smile playing at the edges of his mouth. He stood and looked to the sky. The sun had already started to hide itself behind the mountains. The cat, long ago tired of stalking the moats, had fallen asleep beneath the tree. He turned and looked at the other gods, deep in debate, and sighed again. I merely bring the dawn, he repeated as he made his way down the path. It is up to you to see what I reveal. I'm really liking the lore in this. Alright, so there's that one. Book of Verses. This small volume of verses and psalms is somewhat battered, suggesting it used to be carried on someone's person. The pages are dog-eared and worn, and the gold threads which form the title of the book have begun to fray. The book tends to open to a particular section where someone has marked a verse with a small blotch of ink. Idung, the bright star, spoke, and her voice was like a clarion cry, calling his soul forth. He knew her for the right hand of the shining god, and was afraid. O wanderer, hear me, she spoke. You are known to us, and your deeds put you far from salvation. And he wept, for he knew that his sins lay bare before this great illumination. Then Sargamus spoke, and his voice swept forth with the heat and force of the bright day sun. Weep not, for the child of light has forgiveness, even for you, if you will embrace him. Harmkey knelt before them, and then resolved to save himself, and asked what he must do. And Modegund spoke. Her voice was like the songbird's final hymn, bidding farewell to the day's light. What darkness lies within you, you must cast into his light. Your sins will be burned from you until you are newly formed, reborn into his keeping. So spoke Modegund, but Idnung warned him, saying, You have walked all these years into darkness and must now return. You will find the path like treading fire, and at every step you will be tempted to turn away. But no harm will come to you if you keep your faith. Okay. Okay, that's kind of what I figured. Alright. Okay, well, quick save there's fine too.
How may I help?
Wow, took him down.
I'd be glad to.
Okay. Another one marked there. What do we got here? Vermin have scoured these plates, though mold still grows in green-black clumps across it.
I shall be discreet. What you... suppose that bally thing is?
Whoa, whoa!
Wait.
Okay.
Face. Missed.
No, you didn't really miss. You hit the target. You just you hit me. Oh. Take all. Who is it that has the mechanic skill? You know what? I don't know. Okay.
The work of a moment.
Oh, okay. So that goes to you. That'll go to you, Garnet, and Jasper. So. A haze fills the air, coalescing steadily into a blur of dust and mist. It gathers into the outline of what appears to be a dwarf, a shimmering echo that fades in and out of sight. But stronger than sight is the sense within you of a powerful energy. It roils and seethes with a grief that seems to spill into your own thoughts, tainting them until the sorrow is your own. Like a crashing wave, the energy surges towards and into you, and suddenly you are elsewhere. Before you is a brightly lit stone corridor, lined with notches and gleaming crystals. You're running, your footsteps echoing off the stone around you. You forgot to tie your sandals, and they're slipping from your feet, fouling your steps. You're late again. The rite's going to begin without you. You hear the tolling of a bell, and your spirits lift as you recognize the familiar warped tone of the right hand, representing the first of the dawn stars to appear in the night sky and last to fade in the dawn light. You pray fiercely that this is the first of the chimes and not the last. The light fades, and so does the memory, and when your eyes are clear, the spirit is gone.
Absolutely.
Okay. Powerful odor of spices raises from the dishes. Okay, so it's just more stuff.
Quietly now.
So nothing else in here, it seems. If I didn't know better, I would say that this leads down somewhere. Buried secrets. Search the temple. Okay. Oh. 3 bells hang from the stone protrusion that runs along this wall. Years of dust and grime coat the metal. There is one large bell at the center, flanked by 2 smaller ones. Okay, so this is going to be an order that I have to get this right in. The bells appear to be fully intact. They are made of a thick iron and look very heavy. There doesn't appear to be much out of the ordinary about them. So from east to west. Okay, so how do I know?
I'll see what I can do.
How do I know? Oh, let's ring the middle one. You heave at the bell, and as it swings back in the other direction, the clapper strikes a low, powerful note against the heavy iron. You feel the ringing in your chest as the sound moves through the ruined halls in a rolling tide. Silence that one. The bell tolls a high, piercing note of startling power. The tone echoes merrily through the halls until it seems that a dozen chirping notes ring through the temple. Okay, silence that one. It sounds a strange, warbling peal that grows to a painful shrillness before it diminishes to a mournful chime. Okay, that one. Okay. A strange hush falls upon the room, muting the sound of the bells and the eternal drip of dampstone alike, and then a sudden dissonant toll sounds from the bells, so loud and piercing that you are compelled to cover your ears. And then at last, silence once more. Okay. Okay, so I have to ring that one twice. 1, 2, 3. once. As the tolling fades, you hear a creak from the direction of the doors as the passage to the lower level swings open. Okay. So my clue was, or my instructions were in that last spirit that I spoke to.
Keeping an eye out.
Oh, whoops. I'm really liking this dungeon, y'all.
Easy does it.
Alright.
It's strange looking back. All the time I spent here growing up. Never seeing what was coming.
Okay. Uh-oh. That's fine.
Quietly now.
Okay, so let's check this room first. Two shadows should be able to handle this without much issue.
Yeah? Where's this?
Oh, okay. I think I may need to change their stances to aggressive because they are not charging stuff when I need them to. Yep.
I'll take a peek.
Oh. Well, no, I don't want to give that up. No, I don't want to give that up. Put that on the other hand. You're one of my melees, so no, I don't want it on you. You need it because everybody keeps poking you. Red, red, red. Wait. So when I disarm a trap, that means I can use it? No. Wrong. You and you. Well, we're gonna put them down there, but I wasn't expecting that.
I'll have it in no time.
Yes.
The work of a moment.
Fine, S-stock. Do I have anybody to... I do. You, are you... Oh. You. Not sure why you're using a two-hander, but you are, so... Alright, in case something goes wrong. Come to me.
Wait.
There we go.
At once.
I shall be discreet.
Oh my. Well, I kind of had a feeling that it was going to lead to something like this. Oh my. Okay. Okay, so you there,
Hey.
you there,
Hi?
you come here. I need you to, oh, good lord, he can't. Okay. You can with that, though. What? Poison dart, fireball. We'll do that, right?
What do you suppose that bally thing is?
There. And
Hey.
you have a bow. Oops.
All right then. Leave it to me!
Yeah, so he seems to be.
Stand together!
Oh, wow. Those are some harsh penalties, y'all.
Not a sound.
There! Done!
Yay! Oh my goodness!
Let him take me down!
Holy crap! How did I not see that? What is this? Wow. If health reaches 0, the character will immediately drop. Depending on your difficulty, the character will either be maimed or killed. A maimed character said, oh, okay, already. Will. That's right, isn't it? Yeah, okay. So willpower, or will, is... that did not go well at all. What? No! No!
I'm seeing red now! Curses!
Alright, well, I'm gonna have to camp out in here. Alright. Okay, damage reduction on all, yeah. Wow. That just did not go well at all.
Not a sound.
Okay, so if I sneak over here... I see sneak. Okay, so I guess not. Alright, that's fine. Okay, so what...
Lava beyond seek. Lava beyond seek. I'll see what I can find.
Okay, that's what I thought. And spotted.
Wait. I'll take a peek.
And that's the, yeah, okay. I thought so. Okay. Wow, this dungeon is a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. And we've got a corner. Does this go down another set of stairs? No, it doesn't. No, specifically. Okay. Open the door. And spotted. It's fine.
Eh.
Stand together!
Okay.
Quietly now.
You hear the grinding noise beneath your feet in the rush of water, so that means that's cleared. Okay, so it's not downstairs necessarily. Lesser black ooze. Okay.
Not a sound.
Lesser. I wish there was a way that you could indicate what you're queued up for, like actions. Okay, gleaming silver key. I'm sure
My
that's going
eyes
to
are
have some
peeled.
significance. Okay, we're gonna check this first. That's what, okay, that's what I figured. I figured there would be a shadow in here. Did not figure there would be that many shadows in here. Oh my. Okay,
Hey.
so, oh, I never changed his thing.
All right then.
My bad. Alright, well, we'll see how that goes. See how many of my guys I lose here. Oh my priest is getting beat up. Oh. Second wind on you as well.
Hey there.
Curses!
Move!
All right, that could have gone better, but we did not lose anyone.
Certainly.
I shall be discreet.
Shall you now? Okay, a crumpled note. Ooh. Crumpled note. This letter is fairly intact, though the parchment itself has been crumpled. Gester. I know that the temple baths boast great healing properties, and that your back ails you still. Still, I would ask that if you are to indulge for the greater part of the day, you give over your key to the sanctum to someone else for safekeeping. This is not the first time we have been forced to wait to perform the day's rites, and Retrix and Ubrica is often too far below to hear our knocking. So I found a dead guy. You're closest to that. A book. It's Eothasian Prayer. And the sun shall break through the darkness, the new dawn arriving with the rebirth of the day. Rejoice all ye who dwelleth in the shadow, who are broken and beaten. The winter soon comes to an end. Spring shall rise, bringing light and life to the world. Radiant light, radiant life, and thy soul shall find warmth in his arms. All creatures bask in his glory. The rays of his countenance bathe the world, bringing an end to the night, ushering in the day. Kneel before him and wonder at his benevolence. Feel the warmth of his radiant presence. If thou art broken, he shall make thee whole. If thou art in darkness, he shall bring thee to the light. If thou art sinful, thou shalt be reborn. If thou art cold, his warmth shall bolster thee. How canst I, so lowly and worn, speak words of improper adulation? Thine eyes, whose gaze sees the sin in me, yet still shows love. Thine hands, whose grip pulls me out of darkness. Thine ears, listening to my every prayer. Thine heart, bright as the dawn, giving me warmth when I am raw. Eothas, light of spring, son of the world, thou givest me life and purpose. If thine heart be black, if thine intention be impure, if thy life is forfeit. For he hath seen, he can see, he will see. Nothing is hidden from his glory. His light touches every corner of the world. Nothing is hidden from his sight. If thou dost thy work, what? If thou dost thy If thou dost thy work in the dark, if thou wouldst keep thine actions hidden, thou shalt be burned in the sun of the new dawn. Day comes soon. Prepare for the dawn. Nothing is hidden from his reach. Nobody talks like that. There's a reason people stopped using the King James Bible. Nobody talks like that. It's difficult to understand. Alright, we've got a door that requires a key. Oh, and we have a door that we didn't even open. Okay, no, we need to go up here first. And we don't need to be stealth to do it. One, two, three. Wait. I feel like oh no, I'm not missing anybody yet.
They'll never know I'm here.
I don't have all 6 members of my party yet, is the thing. Okay, you switch.
Hey.
Attack. Okay, no.
Wait.
Wait, no. You stay on him. You back here. You over here. Go ahead ahead and get you.
Curses!
Que facilmes mitum.
What? Is somebody... That's somebody talking to me. Okay, well, I wouldn't be surprised if another spirit shows up, so here we go. What? It is not within our natures to forgive. Those who seek redemption seek a long and winding path, a road which takes us down into the very hollows of our soul, and asks us to reflect upon the fractured aspects of ourselves. I mean, he ain't wrong. Alright guys, well I am going to go ahead and call it here, right here at this door, and we will pick this up in the next episode. And so I do want to thank you for joining us, joining me for another adventure in Pillars of Eternity. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and share, and I will see you guys later. Have fun. Bye-bye.